everyone, Kimberly Alexander here, and welcome to the 4-part video series of Find You, Get You, Need You, so your audience and your clients will hire you. I'm your growth strategist and results expert, and what I want to share with you in these next 4 videos is really the critical foundational elements of how to be successful in your brand and how to show up in the right way so your audience will absolutely identify you and hire you so you can ring the register and also change lives. So let's jump in to Find You. And Find You is all about marketing. So marketing, you're probably thinking, is just one piece of the puzzle, but really all we're doing here, it's about marketing and branding in the right way so you can identify with your audience in a stronger way. So again, you could do what you're meant to do on this earth, right? So marketing is absolutely essential in everything that you do. So we're going to talk about some initial beginning elements of what's critical in your brand so your audience can find you, and it's your job and your responsibility in order to get that done so they can ensure that they realize you are their person, right? So first, Find You. So let's look at 2 things first. It's your expertise or your niche and your title and what you title yourself. And you're probably thinking, well, what's the big deal in that? Title schmitle. Title is absolutely a massive deal. And really think about, that might be the first contact someone has with you when they meet you. So what do you have on your business card? What do you have on your website? You know, people really pay attention to these things. So with your niche and your expertise, you don't want to just call yourself a business coach or a social media expert. You want to call yourself something very specific in that realm. So what are you the expert in around business coaching? You know, for me, I'm a growth strategist, and my specialty is programming and how to scale your brand so you could share your message with the world, okay? So very, very critical. So what do you title yourself? So what I challenge you to is taking what your niche is, what you title yourself is, and scale that down. Because I guarantee you're probably not being specific enough. The more you niche down, the more the cash register will ring. When I actually niched down over the first couple of years I had my brand, my business quadrupled. So really it's making it easier for that sweet spot audience to find you. Now what you title yourself is really important because you know you don't want to just call yourself a CEO or a president or a founder. You want to really out of the gates, as you're identifying you know what your expertise is, what your niche is, and what it is that you do, you want to be very crystal clear of what it is that you do. So if you if you are a mindset coach and you're calling yourself a CEO, you know, people really don't know what your role is in that. You know, most CEOs aren't coaching from ground level. So if you are a coach, call yourself a coach. If you're a speaker, call yourself a speaker. And as you start elevating, as you start growing your brand and you need to maybe start leveraging nationally, or you're, you know, on boards of directors, or you're on, you know, heading up associations and you're doing larger things, then your title should accompany that. Okay, but if you are really just serving face-to-face, hip-to-hip, you know, call yourself what it is that you truly do on a daily basis. So people will really find you and get you a lot easier. So your title is everything, what you put on your business card, what you put on your website. Also too, I mean, just note, you know, the first few years in my business, I had a different business card every year and my title changed every year. You can do that as well. So the more you niche down, the more people will find you easier. Okay, next is your targeted audience. So you have your targeted audience, you have your primary and your secondary. Okay, so you think about that sweet spot client that you would love to serve over and over and over and over and over again. That is who you want to build your brand out for. So think about your pricing, think about your offerings, think about where you show up, how you show up, the colors of your brand, even down to the font. You know, every way that you are showing up in the world, you want to plan that to your targeted audience because that is who you're trying to get to find you, right? So just say coaches, speakers, authors are your targeted audience. Well, your secondary audience could be maybe a service-based business or a brick and mortar. There may be some things you can do for that targeted secondary audience, even on top of your primary audience. So really owning your audience, very, very critical because it should reflect on every decision that you make and how you show up in your business and your brand. Okay, so we talked about niche, we talked about title, we talked about your primary audience, and I can go on and on and on and on all day long about finding you and marketing. There's lots of other elements that you need to look at, and you'll learn a lot more in the coming videos, but how do you leverage all this? So when you look at social media, when you look at your website, you want to make sure, once again, that you are speaking to your primary audience. So don't just poof throw anything out there. You want to show up in the right time of when they're showing up. You want to say the things that they need to hear from you. And I know that probably sounds super uber simple, and it really is intended to be, because it should be that simple in order to build your business and your brand. Really leverage, when you're showing up, what time you're showing up, and how you're showing up. Okay, it's not about us, it's all about our targeted audience. The next thing is speaking. So you want to make sure that you're speaking in front of your targeted audience, right? You don't want to take speaking engagements on people that you would never want to serve. Just don't take the paycheck. Make sure that you are in front of people that really need to hear your message and can see value in your message and will want more from you. Okay, so honestly, networking and speaking are the same in hand. Is that why would you put yourself in front of people that you would never work with? Put yourself in front of people that you could either collaborate with or you can work with. And once again, business, my networking and my speaking cut by 80%. Business quadrupled. Okay, more is never more in business ever. So make sure that you are being very strategic on these critical things that I've just shared with you. And again, make sure you download the exercise where all this information is in front of you. It's these small things that make the biggest of differences to help your audience find you. And again, so they could get you, they understand that they need you, so they will hire you. So join me in video 2 when we talk about Get You and all about branding. So you take care now, and can't wait to see you in video 2. Bye-bye.